Welcome to another Bandology interview. Bandology is a Canadian nonprofit dedicated to more music for more kids via education, collaboration, and community.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to a staff showcase. I'm Catherine, the business coordinator at Bandology, and I'm joined with Olivia, Ryan, Sandy, and Kirsten, some of our staff for the summer. How are you guys all doing today?
Great.
Good. Great.
Awesome. Great to hear it. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself? Why don't we go in the same order each time? So we'll start with Olivia, then we'll move to Ryan, Sandy, then Kirsten.
I'm Olivia. I am going into my last year at Western University studying music and English. So my music experience, I've studied music, voice, piano since I was really little, done musicals and stuff. I played the flute in high school and I also sing.
My name is Ryan. I go to Wilfrid Laurier University. I'll be graduating in August. I play percussion mainly. I do dabble in a little bit of guitar here and there. But for the most part, I'm a drummer and I play percussion. I played in a few orchestras around the Kitchener-Waterloo area, and I've done a little bit of teaching.
My name is Sandy. I graduated from Wilfrid Laurier with a master's degree in community music, and have another graduate degree from the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland in composition. So composing and writing music is most of what I do. I also teach piano, which is what I started my musical life on, playing piano. But in university, I mostly played clarinet as well, and I play guitar in a band. So that's sort of my thing.
Hi, my name is Kirsten, and I go to U of T for computer science, and my musical experience consists of multiple ensembles in high school, like jazz band, wind ensembles. I was also in an orchestra growing up. I played violin, and high school I played flute and bass.
Amazing. We have such a musical group. So we're going to start with an easy question. What do you do at Bandology?
It's funny you said easy question because my job was kind of all over the place, but I am the program coordinator this summer at Bandology. I do a little bit of everything. I've kind of helped out in the marketing department with marketing various programs and creating different marketing campaigns. I also am kind of taking the lead on the percussion parties that we're hoping to get started soon. We'll be offering birthday parties and stuff, running percussion workshops. And I do some writing and a bunch of stuff, just kind of wherever they need me. So, yeah.
I am the camp coordinator. I am also very much all over the place in doing a whole lot of different events and helping out here and there. For the most part, I work on just getting stuff together for camp. So I'm not going to, spoil a whole bunch of what's happening next week. So I won't explain everything, but for the most part, that's it. I do a lot of percussion workshops, bucket drumming workshops, and all that sort of stuff at different camps as well. And I'm sure I will get pulled into the percussion parties at some point. But yeah, that's about it for me.
I am the education manager, which means in addition to helping out with stuff like workshops and percussion parties and supporting camp, including our very new exciting camp in Waterloo region, and also Guelph nearby there. It's really exciting. In addition to that, most of what I do is help create resources and build relationships with teachers to help support what they do. So I've done university guides for students on how to apply into music, as well as lesson plan projects and made some videos. I also have done a lot of interviews for our What's Your Forte podcast. So that's mostly what I've done.
Hey, and I am the events coordinator for Bandology. And what I do is I run the Play Gig programs, which helps take student musicians and gives them performance opportunities all around Halton region. And we're trying to expand that right now. I mostly focus on outreach and organizing these events, and I also help out with the team to do camp and bucket drumming workshops and stuff like that.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing, everyone. So what is your favorite musical memory? This one is a harder one, I have to say.
For me, I've been in a number of musicals, and those are always like a fun experience, like going through the rehearsal process, being on stage, that kind of thing. But I think overall my favorite musical memory was when I got to perform at Carnegie Hall when I was in grade 12 with my high school band. That was just such an amazing opportunity, and I don't think anything will top that. That was just really, really great.
I'm probably going to say this is kind of it's a bad memory mixed with what ended up being a good memory. In my first year at Laurier, I was playing in the percussion ensemble, and there was a group of 4 of us as first years, and my professor kind of threw us all onto a piece and kind of just let us figure it out. He didn't really direct us a whole lot, and we thought we were doing well. And the week before the show, we played in the rehearsal and we couldn't even get through the whole piece. So he basically looked at us and said, figure it out. And then we played it on the show, and it was 10 times better than we ever expected it to be. So that's probably it.
It's hard to pick. I think a few years ago, I got to hear one of my pieces played by the Edinburgh String Quartet. And it was a little bit of a weird concert in the way it was structured, but getting to hear what I was doing put on by like a really, really cool, really talented group of very high level professional musicians was really, really exciting. I also got to do that same year, go into a bunch of schools and play like weird contemporary music for like students, like camper age students, which was super exciting to show them like a whole new side of music. And they described a song I wrote as Banana Tornado. So that was, I think that's my best review ever. So that was really cool.
For me, it would have to be when I was in my orchestra, the Oakville Symphony Youth Orchestra, and we had the opportunity to go to Vienna for a music festival, and we got to perform in the Musikverein, which was amazing. It was such a good experience.
Wow, that sounds, just incredible. I wish I could have gone to Vienna. And now we are going to be moving into our Fast Five section. So fun, rapid fire questions. Just say the first thing that comes to mind, and no need to kind of elaborate. Okay, so are you ready? Yes. Okay. So what is your favorite movie soundtrack?
I think for like the soundtrack, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the orchestral score. That's the word. I'd have to go with the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack.
I gotta stick to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
I think for me, it's Lord of the Rings soundtrack.
I love John Williams, so Star Wars.
All iconic. All of these are iconic. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, you are missing Moana, but fair enough. And so the next question is, what is an instrument you wish you played?
I have always wished I played the violin or a string instrument. I think that'd be cool.
I'm going to be that guy and say there isn't one, because drums is the best instrument that is out there, or percussion. So
I wish I could argue with you, Ryan, but my answer is I wish I played the drums. That's the thing I do wish I played, because that's like, I play enough other things. That's the one thing I'm like, I really need to learn how to do that.
I wish I played the saxophone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, interesting, guys. Thanks. This one is a hard one. What is your hidden talent?
That is a great question. I think I thought of one and then I lost it. It's kind of the opposite of a hidden talent. It's actually like a hidden not talent. I'm like tongue-tied, so I can't roll my R's. I can't like make any shape, can't manipulate my tongue in any way. Like it literally, and even if I were to try, it's just so random. If I try like stick it out, it would not go far at all. Like it's just the weirdest. So yeah, it's like an untalent. It's like it holds me back.
Mine's not really hidden because I feel like everyone knows this, but I can do a backflip. That's about it.
This is my least favorite question in the entire world because I genuinely don't have an answer that is like coherent. I think I have a weirdly good memory for like children's TV shows that I watched as a kid where I could like remember random things that makes people stare at me really blankly, but ran for like one season on Disney Channel when I was 6. And it's just like I have a lot of vivid memories like that. And it's kind of freaky sometimes.
I'm not sure if this is a talent, but like I can read really fast, like sheet music, like I don't know, words. I can read pretty fast. So
wow. Well, this is so cool. I'm finding out so much about you guys. So cool. And what is a favorite concert that you've attended?
I think I went to a lot of Taylor Swift concerts when I was younger, and those were always like a music video. Like, I swear, like that she really puts an effort, but also our Cal's to go local. Probably be a tie.
Green Day's got to take the cake, 100%. Yeah, but for the local one, Valley, 100% Valley. Yeah.
We used to have like a punk festival in my hometown called Koi Fest. I don't know why it was called Koi Fest, but it was really, really cool. And there were some like great, what were their name? I've forgotten a bunch of the bands, but every one of those was really cool because it was like a community thing, and it was like in a parking lot next to a Crappy Joe's. It was like real, like, medium-sized city, downtown energy. But apart from that, I also got to see Aerosmith, which was really cool, and Marianas Trench a couple times, which was really sick.
You guys sound like you have, I don't know, a lot of concerts under your belt, but this is kind of niche, but I don't know if you guys ever heard about The Next Star. It was like a Canadian TV show, and that was my first ever concert, and it was so cool. I just remember like being so excited for it, and it was just like, yeah, that was my favorite concert.
Amazing. I haven't been to many concerts, so this is so cool to hear everyone's experiences. And the very last question we have is, what is your latest binge read or watch? So either book you've read or TV show you've just watched.
I like it's binge read as well. I've been rereading the Percy Jackson series, my favorite from when I was younger. So that's been really cool. And then also for binge watch, I just started watching Superstore. I really like it. It's very like casual watching. I really like it.
I only have a binge watch, but Stranger Things season 4, watched it all in like 3 days. It was incredible.
I watched like 3 seasons of Kim's Convenience in like 3 days a couple weeks ago. It was a lot. My head hurt after staring at a screen for that long. But I've also been like reading like all the Malazan book series, which is like a Canadian fantasy series. It's really big. They're like way too many pages, but those are really good.
I only have a binge watch. It was Supergirl. It was like the last few seasons because I completely missed it. So yeah.
Nice. And I will say Superstore, love that show so much. Love it. One of my favorites. And so now we're going to go back to some of our bandology questions. Why is music education important to you?
It's important to me because when I was in high school and elementary school, it was kind of a place that I could go that created community. There were people with that had similar interests to me. And also we had like a goal in mind. Like there was always kind of a festival or something that we were working on together to attain. And I think that having that in your life as a young person is really important. And also just having a community of people who are like you and you can kind of just be yourself around. I think that is why I find it so important. And I think these programs are really important.
I think for me, one reason that I at least love doing this job is because I get to put out a lot of percussion, content just in general, because a lot of schools in like even high schools, but definitely elementary schools, they don't really have a whole lot of access to instruments when it comes to percussion because they're ridiculously expensive, obviously. So I just love being able to put out more stuff so that people understand and know what percussion is, because a lot of people don't even know.
Nothing that I do and a lot like that, like in terms of like for work or like with my friends, I have all that stuff comes out of like my time as in music education. Any like, ability I have to like talk in front of people or to like teach or learn, honestly, comes from like the time I spent practicing and learning stuff, and all those skills and are things that make me who I am. And I think for me, being able to share that with other people is why I think it's so vital and why I want to keep doing it.
Music education is important to me just because of, the community, like Olivia said, but also because it like taught me and it will teach other people different forms of expression, which was really important for me because it also make me realize how much music can calm me down or how much it can make me feel better.
I think that's amazing. And I think one of the best parts about working with the Bandology staff is that we all have our own, we all love music, but we have different values that we kind of see through music. And it's really interesting to hear everyone's kind of perspectives on that. And our last question is, why are you excited for band camp?
I am excited to kind of get into a rehearsal space. I don't do too much performing and rehearsing at school, so I haven't really been rehearsed anything or seen rehearsals in progress, and I used to love rehearsal so much, so I'm really excited to get back into that, and also just to see all the kids and campers and kind of get to spend a week with them. It'll be really awesome.
I have a general thing and I have a specific thing. My general one is just like, I've worked at a lot of camps throughout the last, 7 to 8 years. And they've all been just kind of general, like, go out, have fun. Don't really do anything, specific. Just, yeah. So I'm really excited that this is going to be like music generated, like specifically about all this music education stuff. My specific thing is, do you guys remember when we talked about stuff at the farm retreat? We were going to do squeegee music. You remember that? Yeah. So that's in the schedule. So we're going to do that.
That is, I am looking forward to that particular activity. So sign up for band camp. We have a couple spots left. So I think for me personally, it's really exciting to get to see kids playing together. That sort of like that rehearsal room thing you were talking about, Olivia, that's really cool to like watch them like become a team and make friends, and that process over the course of the week that always seems to happen is really cool to be a part of and to support. And I'm really excited for that. I'm also really excited to, make a lot of noise because, that's just fun.
Yeah, definitely the noise part. I'm just so excited to hear everyone play, after it's been so long since we've had in-person rehearsals and all that. I'm also really excited for all the fun camp games, the water games, dance party. So yeah, it's all really fun.
Amazing. I have to say, as somebody who has been a camper before, so much fun. I'm so excited for the atmosphere again, and those dance parties. It doesn't get better than that. Well, thank you so much, Olivia, Ryan, Sandy, and Kirsten, for doing this interview. And thank you for everyone who's watched it. And sign up for band camp. We still have spots left.
Thanks for joining us. If you like what you heard, you can learn more about our organization at bandology.ca, which features information about music education, advocacy and research, and our Play a Gig and Bandcamp programs. Follow us on social media for more videos, performance, and interviews on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.